Sir, need you to kindly open up the cash drawer and give me all your money. Please. Number one rule of armed robbery: always be polite. Okay, I am Brian Lee Durfee, author of The Forgetting Moon and The Blackest Heart, both published by Simon & Schuster's Saga Press. Today we're going to be reviewing Swag by Elmore Leonard, a fantastic book about two armed robbers that just can't seem to ever get there together. Oh, this book was great. Look at this. Okay, so Elmore Leonard, if you know about Elmore Leonard, he is Quentin Tarantino's favorite writer. In fact, Quentin Tarantino even filmed Jackie Brown, which was based off of an Elmore Leonard novel. So, this is the type of thing we're getting here. This is very Quentin Tarantino-esque type stuff. I love Elmore Leonard's writing myself. I've got his entire collection down here. All the Elmore Leonard novels, both his westerns and his, pulp fiction type mystery novels like Swag. This thing came out in 1976. This cover was done in 1984 for the 1984 paperback version, which I have here. The illustrator is not credited anywhere on the book or in the book, but that's a cool little illustration of some a gun and some money and cash and stuff. That's what we're dealing about. No, that's what we're talking about. Swag, armed robbery, crooks that can't get their shit together. Okay, this is about Stick. He is at the beginning, Stick, he's ripping off a used car right out of the used car lot right in front of everybody. In fact, the used car lot guy stops him and says, hey, the used car lot guy is named Frank Ryan. And Ryan stops him in mid robbery and says, hey man, are you stealing this car? And Stick is like, yeah, stealing the car, drives off. Just cool as you can be. So anyway, cops chase him down, they find him, and he goes to a trial, and they call Frank Ryan to be the eyewitness. Hey, is this the guy that stole the car? And he's like, no, that's not the dude. That's not the dude that stole the car. Because Frank Ryan has ideas for this man, Stick. He was so impressed with how calm, cool, and collected Stick was in stealing that car right off the used car lot that Frank Ryan is like, I got a better plan for us. This guy can be my partner in crime. We can become armed robbers. We'll be a duo of burglars. But as you know, in Elmore Leonard novels and Quentin Tarantino stories, nobody is as competent as they oftentimes think they are. So Frank, Stick is like gotten off the hook. He doesn't have to go to prison because the dude, the eyewitness to his crime, suddenly decides to lie about everything and say, no, that's not the robber. It was another guy. And so he gets off. So afterwards, they kind of team up. And Frank Ryan's like, we are two calm, collected dudes. Like, we're like Ernest and Frank and Ernest. Frank, my name's Frank Ryan, and your name is Ernest Stick, whatever. I can't remember. His real name was Ernest, but his nickname was Stick. It's like, so we're Frank and Ernest. Frank and Ernest is like a saying in the 70s or something like that. Anyway, they're like, but we're going to be burglars together. But the thing is we got to follow our 10 rules. There's 10 rules to burglary that we must follow. And they are called Ryan's Rules. And if you'll notice, the original title of this book was actually Ryan's Rules, which was a lame title. I'm glad they changed it to Swag. And let's read Ryan's Rules. Ryan's Rules to Burglary. What are they? They're on page 17, if I can find it. Here's the rules to burglary. We're going to go over them because they're goofy. Yeah. Always be polite on the job. Say please and thank you. That's what I did. Number 2, never say more than is necessary. That seems about right. Number 3, never call your partner by name unless you use a made-up name. Now, here's the thing. The rules are already starting to fall apart with me, because why would you take a partner? That's rule number one. Don't take a partner. Don't team up with anybody, as we shall see in the book. Okay, number 4, dress well. Never look suspicious or like a bum. And they do that. Never use your own car. Basically, they steal a car and then use that. Oh, never count the money in the car. Okay. Never flash money in a bar or with any woman. Yeah, don't be doing that. Never go back to a place that you've robbed. Just move on. Don't ever go back. Never tell anyone your business. Never tell a junkie, especially don't tell junkies your business. Never associate with people known to be in crime. Well, so the rules and more rules follow, and they just getting more goofy. But the main rule that they've broken, and this is me speaking as a correctional, I've worked in a prison. There was a bank robber who had robbed hundreds of banks, and he'd gotten away with most of them. Then I knew him, and I talked to him, and I was like, how did you get away with all of it? And he said, well, first of all, nobody knew I was a bank robber. I flew solo. I never talked about the money. Nobody ever saw the money. I didn't flash the money. It was just like, I got away with it for so long because nobody else on the planet knew that it was me that was doing the robberies. That should be the one and only rule of armed robbery. That should be it. Nothing else, ever. And there's no other rule needs to be followed. So Frank Ryan's rules are all nonsense. And we find out that they start to unravel pretty quickly in this book. I mean, these are, the fun thing about this book is following Frank and Stick as they go and do their first robbery, and they do a shit job of it. It is just nothing. It's just great to watch these two guys as they set up these rules and sort of kind of ass over teapot stumble backwards over themselves and end up breaking kind of all of the rules. And, it's great fun. It's great caper fun. It's just great witty dialogue that Elmore Leonard gives us. There was a sequel to this called Stick. Some of you might have saw the Burt Reynolds movie where he played Stick, the main character, in 1984. So down the road, we will read the sequel to Swag, which is called Stick, which is more hijinks and fun from our incompetent / sort of competent armed robbers. Polite, very polite, though, very polite. Until they're not. And still, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of blood and guts, and, they're fun to follow. It's one of the more fun books you'll read because these guys are fun to follow around, fun to listen to them talk back and forth, just like every Tarantino movie and every Elmore Leonard movie. Every Elmore Leonard novel has got these characters that are just absolutely dynamite. Swag is one of my favorite rereads that I've done so far. I just dug it. I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. Thank you very much.